So, I'm going to watch through this. I'm going to analyze it. I'm going to overanalyze it as though this were a manhunt stream. Okay. I thought I was going to use a lot more of this in the video. An hour before it came out, I Ubered all the way out here, set up a tripod, and I set up this tripod to film this first little bit, right? This is a Minecraft that's changed my life. Oh my god, such a stark, different intro. And then there's just this guy on a bike just stood there for like 5 minutes, and I'm just stood going. I'll post that B-roll on Twitter later. Changed my life more than anything else in the world. Today we're going to talk about the good times. I remember putting Turbo in that. But why the dream SMP... Okay, so I don't know how over-analytical you want to be, but there's not a capital R on my username there, which really bothers me, because only I'd noticed that, and I bet no one else noticed that, but my god. So much to be. My name is Tommy, and the smile is awkward. It's heartfelt, you bastard! This is a tribute to Dream SMP. Oh, so, you know these title sequences, right? This is like my... Okay, I'm going to show you a video chat, and it might blow your mind because of the amount I've taken from it. So basically, when you make anything, you just kind of steal from it. This is a video intro. Oh, you might notice these little title card intros. Oh, that reminds me. Oh. No, chat. No, everyone. I love these fucking intro bits, man. They're like my favorite. So this is like one of my favorite edits. I just think it's so sick. Much to be. My name is Tommy, and this is a tribute to Dream SMP. I was very proud of this. Hello, Bitzel. Oh, now this is kind of the little like, this is how I used to open like all my old videos when I did the hack. I'd say we've had a few eras in our channel. I've always loved Minecraft SMPs. I've tried to enjoy single player so many times, but I just get bored. Even 6 years ago when I was 12 back on my Xbox 360. Does anyone else remember this old like 360 Minecraft world? But this is my real 360 by the way. I feel you can like see me filming it in the screen. There I am. It's fucking like hell. Because in my eyes, this is the actual OG one. I got my old Xbox 360. I plugged it in. I set it up. I found the world. Like, I went for this, man. And no one even noticed that. But, like, yeah. Minecraft is about that simple conflict that comes with having more diamonds than your friend. The rules you can break if someone's pissed you off. Look, I've never been a good builder or very creative. And every house I make is the exact same. But knowing that I can work with... Oh, this is me and my old mate. This is what me and my friend Sean and, you know, Bad Living Freddy. This is our world we used to play on every day. This is from Channel Not Big. Server to make the experience better. That's what I love about Minecraft. It's social. It's a real place. Again, I just want to say, kind of little thing I thought of was I kind of made it look all like basic at the start of this video, Minecraft, and then I like used more and more shaders. And then when it stopped being good, the Dream SMP, I stopped using shaders. And then at the end, I like crank up the shaders. Just thought. So when I what can I say? I'm one of the pros, chat. I'm a bloody pro. I analyze everything. I know. Look at all that. Oh wow. And I mean wow. I mean smarty pants. And Hypixel, that changed everything. Hypixel was more than an SMP. It was a mega server. Oh man. It had hierarchy, ranks, lobbies you could make friends in. I would play Hypixel like every day when it was like the cool. I don't know if this is what it's like now with like Twitter or Discord, but this was like just before all of that, I feel like. But this was like literally, is this probably what the equivalent was? I was known as one of the lobby oneers because I'd just sit in Hypixel lobby one and make friends. This is also where I met Tubbo, you can see. Hypixel? Dude, is Hypixel still like... I hope Tubnet and MCC Island is like this. Like, Minecraft servers are the coolest thing. Because it feels like real life, doesn't it, when you're playing on it? It's just like, when you're playing an SMP with people online, it feels like you're with them. And it was... Oh, man. This is how it feels. I remember staring at these leaderboards. That's Hashito I did my second collab with. And the YouTube rank. Oh, my God, chat. Lobbies you can make friends in. Competitive game. Let me show this. This is like my first video. Or one of them. This one, okay, I'm gonna like this. I literally, my only dream was to get this YouTube rank. And I don't know what it was like, you know, at school, right? Like, I wasn't even like really cool at school at all. But this thing of like, holy shit, you can actually get there. It just, I genuinely. You could make enemies in. This server was I also made a lot of enemies on Hypixel. I had a lot of people that would block me and ignore me. I was I was a controversial player in the Hypixel. I had a diss track made on me at one point, which I'll react to at some point. Into the Minecraft community. I discovered the big dogs, the people I wanted to be like someday. And I remember walking to school with Freddy, walking to the park with Freddy, like being like, what do you think like Spifey and Skeppy are like behind the scenes? Like, what do you think? Like, I wonder do you think Skeppy has to pick up dog poo? Do you think do you think he has like server? Like, I was so fucking Minecraft community. I discovered I said 4A because it's like Schlatt's as 4A to Minecraft. People I wanted to be like someday, and that glorious crimson rank. This is a little reference to
Hey! Social anxiety. As soon as you get that vibrant crimson tag.
Vibrant crimson tag. Glorious crimson rank
of having. You needed 30.
A bit of a reference.
Subscribers.
Back in my day, YouTube rank was orange.
You get YouTube rank on Hypixel, and from then on.
This is a really weird one because this is like showing what I was doing. One of my old replay mod things I used to do at the beginning of all my videos. I'd use this replay mod. These videos. You're gonna see it here, and one of the shots I used was that one. So I thought like a kind of like side angle of that was kind of fucking sick. Because it's like me, what I used to do. However, this used to be my old intro. Even when I started the Dream SMP, really hope I doesn't get a fucking bad. What's it called? Tommy First Dream. Like even my first Dream SMP video has like that replay mod effect.
You guys know because of what happened.
Look, it's like this was literally like my last style before I did the fucking. Like the white text and the dosis that I've stuck with. But this I thought was really cool because it was. I don't think I did. I think Annie Magician did this edit, but I was like, that's fucking slaps.
Only goal in life. I played on Hypixel for years, and I loved.
Oh mate! Okay, the date's wrong. This was actually in 2020, but still, that's so sick that like it was my real OG to the Skyblockers in chat.
Grinding, streaming, meeting new people.
I remember when I met Tubbo. You've all seen the clip of me meeting Tubbo. I mean, that's so cool. By the way, Tubbo's old name was Orphic Tubbo because he like joined a clan and then everyone kicked him from it. It was like really weird. And then I made him change his name to Tubbo Init because I was like, dude, I'm gonna start the Init clan. This was long before Stans, by the way. I was like, no, we need to start the Init clan.
People getting closer and closer to one day.
No, Tommy, I'm good. Okay. Well, you fucking bastard.
Being one of
the
big dogs. This was the dream, and slowly.
This is my 100k stream. Through. You really notice a big shift in all my videos, like when I found SMP Live, because it was about here. I started realizing, like, wait, you could just be like. This was when I did the original Ice, and I was like, holy shit. You could just. I sort of saw Schlatt being the businessman, and that I was like, oh my, this is the best thing. And I mainly watch Schlatt and Wilbur on SMP Live. I watch Carson's like main channel videos, but which I really love. Like it's like the style of it, like the vibe of it was like my favorite. But like Schlatt and Wilbur, I wouldn't even watch much. I watch Wilbur's videos. I just watch Schlatt clips online, and then I watch Carson's main channel.
Is into Hypixel.
But these were like I'd watch this every night. Like if I was like, I remember I did the big Battle of the Bridges stream chat, and I was like so stressed out after it and freaked out, and I just sat and like watched Schlatt and Wilbur videos and was like, oh, okay.
SMP Live was not.
This is my favorite one. I've rewatched this video like 40 times. There's another one I know all the words to. 16 months, thank you, Halsey.
Emphasis on comedy. I'd never seen anything like it. Through the server, I found my 3 favorite YouTubers.
That's so weird. Oh, that freaks me out, man. I used to watch Will. Is that not? Oh.
None stood out more than Jay Schlatt. I would watch him for
hours
on end. The timing of his jokes, the bombastic personality, just how effortlessly.
God, I just ripped off the funny mic as well, by the way, everyone. I like this was before I really got plagiarism, so I just where
anything bad happened to the company?
Yeah, I needed. Bye.
And you can see a few correlations. You can see, and it's subtle. I'm gonna read some stuff. Like, what the fuck? Thank you, man, for the 4 months. Thank you gifting us away. I mean, it's okay. You can see a few. You know, okay. I think. Can I still do it now, guys? Do you want me to see?
Is it funny? It does.
Was it funny? Was it funny? Was it funny? Rip mic viewers. It's not. It's not funny. Also, okay, this is another one I really just did. I fucking when I did the basically, guys, I'm just like a Schlatt stand that's got a bit out of his depth. Like in this video when Schlatt did his going up onto the stage bit, I think I cried my eyes out after I made this because I was okay, that's not true. I never cry. But this, I like recreated it with the music to the T. Like this was my homage to Schlatt, and the video was like one of my most popular ones of last year. It was so sick. All right, listen. You all think I'm joking about all the Schlatt. I was in his Patreon Discord. I was an active Reddit user. Let me find it. You think your stance, chat? I have a link to a playlist of his unlisted VODs that I found. This was my favorite VOD, by the way. I'd watched this before I went live because I was like, oh, what? You think you don't have a link to the unlisted Schlatt VODs? What am I doing here? You might notice some similarities in the layout of his and the chat on the side. It's hard to tell, really hard. This is just me exposing myself.
I wanted to be just like him.
I'm seeing some ha-ha-has in the chat. You could. Okay, let's just keep going.
I wanted to join SMP Live so bad that I made a video 3 years ago about it. Don't watch it. It's not good.
Bruh. This video wasn't great, but I think it was Tubbo's debut, so you know. You lose one, you get one. Apparently, they sent it in the SMP Live Discord and were like, look at this dude. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah, look at me. Oh, good God.
Years ago. Don't watch it. It's not good. Almost a year after I made that video, I got
invited to SMP Earth. That was so, dude. I remember getting invited to SMP Earth.
My other favorite YouTuber's newest project. As SMP Live was coming to a close, Wilbur wanted another space for creators to come together.
That was like one of the happiest moments of my life joining SMP Earth. I was like,
replicating Earth with modded planes alive.
That was when I first met Phil as well.
I had to get in. This was my chance.
Oh, I remember saying, I bet you can still find my reply to this tweet being like, hello! You haven't heard of the words Tommy in it, but you will have done soon. I just under, oh man, I wanted to join so bad.
Made it into that server, joining 5 minutes before the invites closed.
It's because at the time, right? At the time, I'll show you. I'm fully nerding out. It's the most committed to nerding I've ever been.
Earth SMP. Earth SMP is a live streamed survival multiplayer server with all of your favorite content creators. And also Tommy in.
I didn't even know Techno at this point. I'd spoke to him once, and he was just like, "Oh yeah." Everyone, I don't know why. Everyone just got the vibe that they should bully me. I don't know why. And I speak to.
My chat told me to.
This is really weird, guys, because no one just knew me. Imagine if we were streaming Dream SMP and someone just like walked on the server and just started being a dickhead. I think it was my lack of social skills that are really.
Yeah. Oh my God!
Yeah, he's kind of been wandering around.
And there's just a foreshadow to Rambo, wasn't it?
Because I begged my friend who was in it. But that's
I begged him and Josh A20. I remember Josh A20 coming into the chat and being like, fucking. I just begged on stream. You can probably find an old. I was just I knew what I had to do.
That made all the difference to my life. Now, every day I was streaming SMP Earth. The second I got home from school, I really should have been studying for my exams, but streaming YouTube came first. I was definitely.
Actually, Will has always been very brutally honest to me. And I remember when we first spoke, the first thing I did was this very in people's faces bit. And like, Will was like, "It's really nice to meet you." I was like, "It's really nice to meet you too." He was like, maybe don't go on other people's streams and just like scream and join their chat. And Will kind of taught me social skills off the bat, even on the Dream SMP. Because to make this video, I like went through all my old DMs. I remember just seeing one on the Dream SMP, like, Tom, you gotta just stop saying you're gonna kill women. I'm like, why? I don't mean it. It's funny. No, dude, you haven't lived long enough. Why? Saying I'm gonna kill women in Minecraft. Just killed a woman. Like, no. When we made that, and I still have it to this day, I was like, Will, in the quote book that we've just done, there were like 4 quotes we couldn't put in. And I was like, why can't we put in just killed a woman feeling good? He's like, because it doesn't bode well on paper. And I'm like, why? This is about 2 months ago. I feel like I haven't got over it.
Being irresponsible. But through the server,
Oh, look at all these old thumbnails, man.
And so much about YouTube. Met so many cool people.
I did.
Just as abruptly as it started, SMP Earth came to an end.
Aww.
And looking back, SMP Earth didn't have the same spark.
This bit's really true. Well, I don't know. This is like true For me, it did, you know, but like when I would stream it every single day, it felt like incredible. I remember I'd get home from school and just, and that's what I loved about the Dream SMP when I first started. I get home from school and no matter what, I didn't have to plan my stream. I didn't have to think, am I motivated enough to, because just the fun of the server was so incredible. I get on every day and I build a cobblestone bridge. I think the nicest thing anyone ever said, oh God, I'm being so damn wholesome, was Wilbur told me, I think this was on Christmas Eve. This is one of our first moments where we were like, okay, we're mates. Was on Christmas, it might have been Christmas, yeah, I think Christmas Eve. I went, Mum, I'm going to go stream. And from 10 till 11 p.m. on Christmas, no, 9 to 11 p.m. I just streamed on Christmas Eve. And I had like 50 viewers, maybe. I had 50 viewers. And Wilbur was just watching the stream the entire time. He didn't talk in chat. He just sat watching the stream. And then he talked in chat like maybe 3 times towards the end. And then he told me years later he had to like stop writing his dissertation because I was making them laugh too much. And I was like, oh, that's the coolest thing.
It was getting tiring. They all started to feel the same.
It's pretty true. It lost its spark. I feel really bad for Tubbo because he joined SMP Earth right after it was just like a... You know that like lump the Dream SMP got to? I'd say probably about when I started the vlogs. It was after the huge stream. I'd say around here is when I started being like, okay, I need to think a bit more about my streams now and be like, fuck. It was like about here on my VODs channel. And that's when I probably started streaming once a week instead of like every single night. But I've been really enjoying the past month, just like falling back into just hitting go live. And it's really fun as well. I'm like having a sick time.
Minecraft. It was just the timing. The age of SMPs was coming to a close, and I'd missed the boat. Even though I discovered so much about YouTube and streaming, I'd never be among the big dogs. The clock ran out. I couldn't help thinking.
What a poor, privileged white boy. My God.
Harder, or been less cringy, or born a few years earlier.
You can't be famous.
Live,
Oh
I've been
no. I'm so sorry. You wouldn't have.
I might not ever be able to be one of the big dogs.
Sorry,
Well, I guess it got me down.
I'm just stupid.
But as the pandemic begun and all my exams were cancelled...
This was sick. My dad took a photo of me when they cancelled. Now, it's the first time I had to pog. I was like...
I knew I had one last chance to really make this work. Yes, the age of SMPs was over, but maybe...
They're kind of edited on.
Something.
Can't do science. Replay mod. Oh no, my poor little white boy. Oh, you can't be famous. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, guess you'll just have to live a normal privileged life. That's right, guys. I watched Bo Burnham Inside, and it changed me.
Dream.
I think I know how the world works.
Now, we didn't really click at first. He actually ignored my first...
Bruh! I found this. This was insane. When I was at one of my first messages to Will after we'd like SMP Earth was done, I messaged him like, "Hey, what do you make of this Dream guy?" Like, and Will was like, "I don't know. He does Minecraft, but like I did. Seems alright." I went, "Okay, he just added me." I was like, "What do you make of him?"
Message. Dream was a new YouTuber in the Minecraft space. He'd figured out that...
I just didn't get Dream's videos for like 2 years. Like every video I watched had to be like this fucking hyper edited thing, and he was just like, I just didn't understand how it was like
super simple, basic content. You didn't need a high budget. You didn't need lots of editing. You just needed some fun.
Yeah, Mr. Beast, you pussy hole.
He started making Minecraft
Be more like Dream.
Some friends chase him around a Minecraft world while he pulls off insane plays. Even though it was easy to follow, it felt super grand, like you were watching a movie, but also just some friends dicking around. Although it was exciting, it didn't give Dream a lot of space to be himself. So much of the videos were focused on the Minecraft that his personality didn't shine through. So to combat this, on April 24th, 2020, Dream started streaming on a new Minecraft world with 2 of his friends. Now, this server wasn't anything special.
I'm just kind of enjoying it. This is like, felt a bit bad calling this a bit boring. I was like, this was boring. but you know, to be fair though, it was very, I mean, I like the compilations of Dream and George like giggling about, but just the streams themselves weren't like, I don't think there was, I made them a lot choppier. Oh, I didn't sound out. I love this bit. I felt a bit wanky. Do you want the coolest thing about this whole experience was I did it and I sent the script to loads of my friends and they all went, cool, yeah, it's good. And then I sent it to Schlatt and Schlatt went, right, how seriously are you taking this? I went, oh, really seriously. I want this to be one of my best videos. And he went, right, I think you should rewrite half of it. I went, really? And he went, yeah. And then he literally spent like days, hours just helping me, just fucking writing changes on the Google Doc. It was so sick. I literally, because he was like, he was the coolest thing ever.
Dream,
it was so
without
cool.
hesitation, said
Said no.
I'd be too chaotic. I'd ruin the relaxed vibe. And quite frankly, I didn't know anyone on there.
I think I had most to say at the beginning, by the way. I'm gonna
Dream
try to let it
realised
play a bit
that's
more
what
until
the
something
server
really
needed.
grabs me.
It needed unpredictability.
I love joining the Dream SMP. That first night was so sick.
2020, Dream nervously invited me to join his world. And oh boy,
I just didn't really get it. Like, it was just a normal Minecraft server. Like, it wasn't like this big exciting thing.
20 minutes on the server. I've been banned. But Dream didn't keep me banned.
No.
Much to everyone's surprise, Dream liked this element of chaos. So he started adding.
Yeah,
some
this was
of
so
my
much
friends.
fun.
We played
Oh,
this
I
server
loved when
every
Tubbo
day for
joined.
Weeks. Me and Tubbo.
Bro, mine
would
and
be on
Tubbo's first actual argument was because of the Dream SMP. It was when I burned down his house, and then he felt, well, like, after that stream, we just, like, argued for 30 minutes, and I was like, I'm really sorry. And he was like, I'm sorry too. But literally, like, we were so annoyed, because I burned down his house for I think I killed his bee, then he blew up my house, then I burned down here. Like, it was so, we are just children.
Tell jokes and piss people off, and viewers were going up too. I'd never had more than a few thousand people watching me at once, but now me and everyone else was starting to hit 5, 6, sometimes 8,000 viewers. It was surreal. During these early days
This
of
bit
just
was so
pissing
sick.
people off,
I can remember this stream like it was yesterday though, because although like everything around me's changed, for me, on my eyes, it's just Minecraft, Twitch chat, music, OBS. Literally, the monitors are the same. Everything in my life's just been the same. So for me, this feels like yesterday, even though everything else is different. Like, it just doesn't feel different.
It wasn't some insane
Does that make
sword or an
sense?
overpowered bow. No, it was music discs. My music discs. These discs became so genuinely important to me. One of the first things me and Tubbo did together on the server was listen to the discs. It was such a real, sweet moment. Each time I played those discs, I felt weirdly like I was able to take in, to understand the experience I was having. I know that's crazy, but I mean,
That's so true as well. I didn't even think about that till I was writing this like video. I was like, yeah, man. They really like,
a lot to me.
that's how I took it in. Like, those moments were so sick where I was just sat quiet.
Unthinkable. He stole both of my discs. He fucked up. Before I knew it, me and Tubbo were head-to-head against him. Oh, and Dream, by the way, it's worth mentioning, is one of the greatest Minecraft players
Dude,
of
this
all
war
time.
was so
We
much
ended up
fun.
night after night,
Like, this was just this bit. I'm so proud of this. I must have showed this to everyone after the stream. I was so proud of it. Well, I just actually clutched.
I'd loved on Hypixel, and the chaos I'd loved from SMP Live. It was authentic, natural. You couldn't make this up. Quite frankly, you couldn't script this. Until we did! He'd see me dicking around, and although he was quite frankly unimpressed,
my water's not.
potential the server had to offer. There was no
That's
fixation
still open a
on
bit.
views, or even quality. It was just
Yeah,
a
it was just so
Minecraft
much fun.
full of nerds that are way too committed to this. Your life, tell me we're gonna sell drugs. Yep. Okay. This is when shit hit the fan. A drug cartel. It didn't go to plan. Me and Wilbur were imprisoned by Sapnap not even 20 minutes into the stream.
Also, it's worth mentioning, just so you know, one of the ways it could have gone is after we did. Because the thing I didn't say in this stream was that, like, the reason it all became Lamamberg is because Hamilton had just came out. Hamilton had just came out on Disney Plus, and it was like Wilbur was really into it, I was really into it. We all just wanted to do Hamilton because we'd all just been watching it. And fucking, I think after we did the Lamamberg arc, Will was like, what now? And I was like, Parks and Rec. And he was like, okay. And then we almost, that was the next way it went, like a comedy. We were going to be like a comedy bus. And then instead we went, I think another war, just like, I think Will didn't stream for a few days. Then I just got into another war. And it was like, oh, okay.
Stream. And genuinely, it was a mess. That's when we realized we didn't have to be in the Dream SMP. What if we made our own land, our own SMP, where we could sell drugs?
That was so sick. I was really freaked out when Will made that. Because I was like, I just didn't know that you had
a place that embodied all our ideals of freedom, Lamamberg. We built walls, recruited troops, and even had babies. What? This was a nation.
Yeah, I still don't
Unfortunately,
fucking
Dream
understand
didn't
that,
like
guys.
this.
Why?
He hated that we defied his authority. He really fell into the role of the...
This bit was insane because there was just
evil
no
and-
communication between anyone. Like, we did that. Oh, look at the sub with the Lamamberg emojis. That's sick. Sorry. Like,
Antagonist.
we just did our stream, and then Dream just went live doing his
A few
response.
nights later, Dream
Like, this
began
was
to
fucking
destroy our
eerie
new
waking
home
up and just
and
seeing
left
this on
an
Twitter. I was like,
incredibly
what the
aggressive
fuck?
message.
I want to see white flags! White flags outside your base by tomorrow at dawn, or you are dead!
was like, what
It
the
was genuinely
Jesus, mate.
nerve-wracking.
Fucking
These next
have a
few
wank.
days were the most on the
Sorry.
edge of my seat I've ever been while playing a video game. I even woke up early each morning to
Not
plan
really.
secret
Dream has
tunnels
never
under our
gone near his
Minecraft
balls.
base. Listen, I was taking this
It was
seriously.
spooky, though.
And although it was just Minecraft, it was now the most important thing in my life that Dream.
I think it was only
wouldn't
antics
take
at this
the
bit.
number.
The editor, that
we
was
were
so
a well
sick.
put together nation, all on the same page, and there was no chance Dream could take us down from any angle. Certainly not the inside.
Eric.
Dude, this was the oh, fuck me, man.
Down with the revolution, boys.
Like,
It was never meant to be.
genuinely before the stream, I think the only thing Dream said to us was, yeah, it's a bit of a surprise. I mean, we went, oh, all right. Fuck this shit. Did you see the tweet I did as well on my alt of Eric being like, guys, I think I've got like a little surprise for us during the... Fucking, my God. It was so sick, but I remember this was before I really could detach bit. I was really freaked out when everyone started doing like the C exclamation mark stuff on Twitter, because I was like, no, this is... I don't know. I got so entangled in it. I was like, no, this is me. It's like, no, Tom, you're not having a war with people. Everyone else is acting. You're too. I was method acting for like months. So when this happened, I was I think at the stream ended, I was like, what the fuck, Will? I can't believe Eric did that. And Will went, that was the coolest thing ever. And I was like, what? Like, why?
So we got betrayed.
Then he explained,
by
and I didn't
one
get
of
it.
our own. I mean, I knew Dream was now evil.
It makes
but
sense.
Convincing a member of our nation to destroy
didn't.
us from within, he was a psychopath. And even
Reference
worse,
to
in
the
order
Dream
to
was a
save the
psychopath
Manberg, I
title.
had to give
Small-
up my
small little
discs
one. Somehow
to
got that one.
Dream. Since that's the only thing he wanted more than the Manberg, I was heartbroken, distraught, but most of all, I was angry. Dream would have to pay.
Yeah.
And a few months went by.
Oh,
and the
no.
server sort of changed. It stopped being about these great, fully improvised lore streams and had a more scripted feel. Before
It's so
each
true.
major
It was so
stream, Wilbur
different.
would write up
I was
a
so
really
much more like, oh,
complicated
fuck, okay.
treatment that let us know the plot.
I didn't really know what was
plans
happening until
Otherwise,
months
the stream
after.
would have been a
Like, I didn't really
failure.
think
It
about
was
it
a
until
lot
like
of
recently.
pressure. The thing is, though, this change wasn't bad. It made the server even cooler. I remember running home from
This
college,
is all just
booting
true.
up my
I don't know about
OBS,
it. This bit's just
skimming
so
through
sick.
whatever Wilbur had wrote for us today, and just going live. That simplicity, that wonder of what will happen next was so exciting. Yes, the streams were scripted. Yes, there was
was
more
so
pressure,
good, man.
but things still went wrong. We still improvised, made shit up. The spark was still there, and planning out the streams more only added to it. Hundreds of thousands of people were
That was
tuning
so
in.
weird
Viewers
as well.
ramping
That
up.
was weird when all of us just got like, because this had like never even slightly happened on Twitch before. So everyone just suddenly getting like, oh mate, it freaked me out. So I mean, I think it freaked everyone out a lot more than me. I was just like, cool.
The amounts, but the
More
momentum
rhymes.
didn't stop there. The server kept ramping up in popularity now, meaning there were constantly more expectations, more demand, and a whole lot more of
I think
you.
this thing as well, like in this bit of the video, it was a lot more subconscious for me at the time. Like I just would notice I was more stressed and more anxious and more like not streaming as much and not doing a mining stream. It was only when it was like now looking back, I was like, oh yeah, it's because of this.
I won't lie.
But at the time,
I
I
was
wasn't
beginning
like
to get
noticing. I was really, really, really overwhelmed in December of 2020, in January of 2021, because I was just getting recognized so much. It was so, and it's sort of like I made that big How My College Found My Channel video, which I think a lot of you look like went, oh shit, you get it. But it just kind of became like a part of my life now. But it was so like, oh my god, because it was just like. It was like, you know how you went into COVID and then you came back out and everything was normal again. For me, it was like you went into COVID, that was like life for season 1, and now I'm on life season 2. It's just like, what the fuck?
seriously
It was really
overwhelmed.
weird.
The expectations began to pile up on me. The streams got planned out to a now stressful degree.
And I just remember, you could probably see me on some of my old VODs just being like, fucking just looking down here the entire time, like looking up my notes and just looking at... Probably around here is when I started to get like really overwhelmed, but I was still loving it. But it was just like, oh fuck. This is like
Detail.
This is a different thing now.
It was just a lot. It was getting too much. But in a brief moment of reflection, I realized how far I'd actually come.
I remember this. This was on like the bus home from college, listening to Radiohead. But like I was just sat there and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome!"
I was now playing Minecraft,
I get
making
the bus
videos
home,
with
the
my
Nottingham.
heroes.
Oh,
Will
don't
the
say exactly what bus I got. But
Technoblade, and even J-Slat. Let's pause. This,
Right, I think the
how-
weirdest thing that ever happened on the bus was that the old MCC social media manager was on my same bus to college and just didn't say hi to me. Like, that was so weird that even happened.
However cringy it might seem, is
Oh,
my
this is the
genuine
best.
hero. You might already know this because this video is completely inspired by him, but Schlatt is my idol. In the early quarantine, I'd spend every night watching all of his
Still have
channels.
it, man.
I was in love with his content.
Man, this really, I think out of all, and this is kind of probably, it's weird. I go like in phases and out phases, but with all my mates, you know, like Schlatt now, no, like Wilbur now, he's just Wilbur. You know, sometimes I'm like, that's pretty weird and sick, and like all my mates, but Schlatt, I'm just still like, holy shit, man. Chat, it will be like hanging out with George Not Found every day and being like, oh, it's just so weird. I just can't
like him. Now, during the quarantine, Schlatt followed me back.
This was actually before. This was when I had about like 20k. This was like, and I remember I got up at 6 a.m.
Probably a mistake
It was.
on his end,
I thought I would just woke up and I thought it had like glitched out. Here's a weird thing I used to do. This is pretty weird. When I when I had like 30 followers, anyone that would follow me, I'd go through and read through their profile. No, anyone that would like my tweet but wouldn't follow me, I'd go through and like read through their account and try and like work out why they hadn't followed me. The worst thing I'd do is then start liking their tweets, so then they'd follow me and then I'd unlike their tweets. It's pretty married to the grind.
I messaged him a lot.
Oh god, chat, if you could see my messages to Schlatt, this is probably about a sixth of them.
Some
They
might say
are like, I just didn't. Oh man. Oh, Tommy, that's like scamming. Yeah, it is.
It was a little clingy, but I was a child. They'd be right.
I said clingy there and child. That was a bit of a callback to you guys, because you always called me.
Just as the Dream SMP was beginning.
It's so great now. I just don't get. I only thought about it recently. Getting called child really never bothered me. But I was thinking about it, like, that just stopped. The only thing that changed when I turned 18 was just I don't get the word child spammed in comments anymore. I was like, oh yeah.
Beginning to get huge. While I was...
I suppose I kind of. I really. Where is it? I already owned being an adult. I fucking
live. Schlatt finally messaged me back.
Okay, chat. Very funny. Very okay. I'm 18.
This was the
I'm gonna go
most surreal moment
to a strip club.
Probably of my entire
Drink
life
alcohol.
up to this point. I was in quarantine.
Kid
so I
can't
wasn't
do
getting
that.
Recognized. I only just started to understand the gravity of everything happening around me. But this moment made it all clear. My dream had
Yeah, this bit
came
was just
true.
amazing.
The feeling, the reality.
As well, because the
What-
chat was really toxic during this stream. It's like I think I've had a few streams where the chat has been so like intensely like not what I was expecting that I had like freaked me out. And the chat was probably the most toxic it's ever been in the stream. Everyone was shouting because everyone like hated Schlatt. It was. I remember like Wilbur did this big monologue in the VOD. You can watch it where Will's basically like, everyone like fuck off. This is like Tommy's dream. It's really funny because I just didn't notice. I was so. I think I'm seeing people in the chat being like, yeah, it was terrible. I didn't even notice because I was so just like I'm just staring at Schlatt. You could just see my eyes are glued to him. It wasn't even slightly affected. I was just so like happy.
Walking next to him, doing jokes with him and Wilbur.
I
was
literally didn't even
included in
notice.
my
I was
favorite
so.
YouTuber's friendship. It just.
And it's the first time I hit 10k viewers as well. It was so
for
sick.
Anything more. Seeing that Minecraft sunset with Schlatt.
This bit as well
inspired
was
so
like-
much of what I do.
Oh man.
That's all I needed. If it had all stopped then, in that
Oh,
moment,
it was so cool.
I would have been happy.
There's so many moments that still happen now that have been so cool. I mean, the show when I was stood on the stage and was like,
But it was not
oh man,
slowing
this
down.
is amazing.
I now had a few million subscribers, and every day I went into college, I was getting more and more people coming up to me. I was not at all ready for what was happening. I tried to put that past me, because no matter the numbers or recognition...
Yeah, that was
there
pretty
still just
weird.
some
That was
people
crazy. When I
making
just sat
up
on the car, I would be like, oh, mum, hit a new million. Like, it was just so, like... Oh, I mean, I checked my analytics quite a bit, except when I started doing the mod videos. It was kind of, if you want to know what I was thinking when everything happened, if you guys want to know. So I was uploading about here, and I was like, I did the first vlog, and then I was like, man, people watch IRL stuff. And then I made this video, and Wilbur was like, this video just wasn't very good. I didn't like it. And I went, oh, okay. And then I did this one, and Wilbur was like, that was excellent. I really liked it. Basically, I just did what Wilbur thought was good up until like, I was, anyway, and I did all these, and then I sort of did a bit of Among Us, and it just kept going up. And then about when I made that laser beam video, when was it? It was about like here. Even though I was still going up, I felt like, man, I remember going to Will, like, I had this, like, what if, like, what Fitz does, I could just do that, but in, like, 2 hours instead of over a week? And he was like, yeah, maybe. And I was just doing this for, like, ages and ages, and it was about here, I was a bit like, I don't really know. You know? And then I posted my best of, and I went away for a few days for New Year's, and I just remember looking at that and being like, oh, cool. But before that, it's crazy with YouTube chat, because you think you know what you're doing. You always think you know what you're doing, and then you just suddenly, something insane happens. So I did this video, I was like, just having fun doing it. I did the college video. That didn't do very well, and I changed the thumbnail. You lot probably don't notice about this, but I thought so much about the thumbnails. And then I did this, and I was like away for the night. And then I looked back, and I just didn't go on my phone for the whole evening. And I checked the next day, and I was like, 3 million views in a day? That's number 1 on trending. That's not normal. And I literally, I think I watched this video. I was like, it's all right, because I've always been super critical of my videos. And then I got, and this is when the style finalized, like the white backgrounds.
The voice chat mod.
Do you remember this one? Then I watched it the next day and was like, oh wow, it was just so much fun. And then that was when I went, and all I do, chat, I just kind of try new things, and views go up and down. Sometimes there'll be a point in the future where I'll get like 500k views a video. I promise you. In the next 80 years, there'll be a point, and there'll also probably be another point where it's fucking like all eyes on me by a moment. Oh, that sounded wanky. No, I didn't mean that in a brag. I just mean like I'll be doing a thing that you lot will be looking at and being like, holy shit, that's weird. But like, you just don't know. You just do random shit that I was like, this will be fun. And then I did. And I went, oh, okay, I could do that, but better. And then I did it, but better. And then I went, oh, I could do that, but better. And then I did it, but better. And, oh, I could do that. And I just kept doing that. And then around here, it got a little bit worse, because instead of it just being like we're having loads of fun, it was like, right then, tell some jokes for an hour and a half and then get out of here. Right, that was a 6 out of 10 mod video. Yeah. But these first ones, whenever we record, I think that if I missed anything in a tribute to Dream SMP, it was these mod videos. Like, this was, given we were in COVID, and it, like, these got maybe like 2 lines in this video. We were in COVID, and it was like the hardest time ever. We were just having the best time just making jokes, all of us. Like, it was basically me, Will, and Phil, and then either Quackity or Charlie. Because we were originally going to do all of them and Quackity, but then he's got really busy and had quite a lot of his own stuff. And Will was like, you got to invite Charlie. So I invited Charlie, and then it was the Morph mod. And Schlatt as well. And this is just, we just clicked so much in this video. Like, we just all got what was going on. And they were really fun, but the reason we stopped them was because, like, we were just beating the game every time. And you gotta get, like, we're just kind of gamers. So for us, it was just a bit like, oh, okay, know what to do now. And we started just like, we always just cheated in them, because we were like, we're here to make jokes. No one really cares if we're being good. But fucking, we just kind of cheated through them, because we're like, a bit bored now. And then we sort of switched it up a bit. And then I started doing the vlogs. And then I kind of didn't care about as much about what I was posting. And then I got a bit confused because I'd hit 10 mil and was like, oh, I don't really know what to do now. And then I was a bit confused for a bit. And then I went to a convention and was like, oh, wait, you're all people and not just little words on my little monitor. And then I went, oh, okay, this is awesome. And now, fuck me. You give it the next, like, 6 months and I feel like if I was in a phase, I'm entering, like, a new one now. Honestly, it was just weird. Like, I know that sounds stupid, right? But, like, when you were all in a room at VidCon, I was like, oh. When everyone's like, you know, when it would, like, you get 2k viewers and then you'd have people in the chat being like, dude, someone says something on 2k viewers, and then you're in a room with 2,000 people and you go, oh, this is excellent. Story. Anyway, sorry, I've very much felt, but yeah, this was like so sick when all this shit happened. And I don't even remember how I got there.
My story needed to take a new direction. In the Dream SMP, you play a role. My character, Tommy, is a version of myself.
VidCon was amazing.
However, as time had gone on, my character's rivalry with Dream...
Well, we got a lot of years to meet one another,
Dream's character had really messed with me. He trapped me in exile, made my friends turn on me, he tormented me with war time and time again.
The exile arc was
Even
so
this had been
sick.
happening for 6 straight months, my character was coming to the end of the line. But now, to match the real-world expectations too, I knew what it was time for.
This is me, by the way. This footage is just me before I started recording one of my intros. I just was like, when's your next meetup? I think in UK, I'm doing book signings in October for the book. But Will can't, because but it will be me, so that'll be my next one.
For a change. It was time for a finale.
You wrote a book? Yeah, you'll see, don't worry.
A bit of time writing out a few of my own arcs, but I knew for the finale it had to be different. This time I needed to go bigger. I needed to write a huge, standalone stream that will bring my character arc to a peak. And that was something only Wilbur.
Yeah, it was really nerve-wracking.
Almost no experience. I opened Google Dream SMP finale.
Guys, this is
You know, this whole server had started with me and Turbo fighting Dream because he stole my music discs. Here's the thing though, even after 6 months of complex lore writing, I'd still never retrieve my discs. Now, these weren't
I was so
just
happy making
discs
this video because I could
anymore.
just
They were
use the
simple
C418 alpha song and it just synced
my character,
perfectly. It was so
quite
sick.
frankly, me relied quite a lot on the safety of those
Wait.
Minecrafts. Now it was the time.
You understand this? Do you
for a final
understand?
Stand. Dream had given us a compass to the disc's final location, knowing me and Turbo weren't strong enough to take him down by ourselves. Immediately, we ventured out on one final voyage to get them back.
This was so sick though. It was so I like fell into it, man. Chat, you don't need to go quiet. Only I need to go. Why are you all spamming?
Since they knew we were sailing.
Yeah, this bit was amazing. It was crazy as well. While we were on the water, my microphone just broke in like the stream, and then it just happened to unbreak. It was crazy.
Mountain, only to find Dream standing there with my discs.
Why is spamming dots? What's wrong with you?
Netherite axe. It was a challenge ever so reminiscent of how the server first started. We knew what we had to do. An old-fashioned, back-to-basic Minecraft duel. This stream, this brawl was awesome. Dream started to fucking show off by playing
This was so good. I was so happy about this.
Played him. I got it back. I completely forgot about the story stuff. My inner Skywars player kicked in. And
The only bit I was a little bit on this stream about is basically I could have just pearled over to the ender chest, and I just didn't.
I was still hitting
Those were the
block
27
glitches.
months.
But despite all of this,
So,
Dream defeated us. Took back the discs.
it was so
from me
cool
one
though. This bit was so good.
final time and decided
That was my first stream I
gonna take
watched.
our last cannon
That's
life.
crazy, man.
Me and Turbo would be gone, and I'd never win.
Oh, mate. But it's like 2 weeks until like. Oh fuck. It's good. I'm not gonna say is you. There's gonna be some streams.
That is where
There's some finales coming.
But I can't lie. I
nothing
watched
to say.
Avengers Endgame about a week before writing, so the whole server arrived through a portal, saving
This bit
us
had a
at
lot
the
of plot
very
holes.
last
This bit had a. I was like, Dream, why would Pun save us and know where we are? And he was like, nah, don't worry. I was like, all right.
There was no playthrough. It's a completely different plot. With only
Oh, that's
one
pretty
cannon
good.
life
I think the
left.
cool thing about the Dream
Dream
SMP though is it's like made by people. Like it's not meant to be perfect. You know, we all, like, I think Dream said on the stream like we all make stuff up because of plot holes. Like and we fill them in, and then that makes the server cooler. Like that's sick.
music discs. That night was
Like that's kind of the point of it, you know.
amazing. The stream hit over 650,000
That was-
people
oh, man.
watching. At the beginning of the SMP, only 6 months earlier, I was getting
That really freaked me out when I was making this video, and I was like, only 6 months earlier I had 2,000. That's insane.
views, most. Twitch had never seen anything like this. The most someone had had was Ninja playing Fortnite with Drake, who literally tweeted out his stream, and I broke that record. I couldn't believe the amount of people that wanted to see the end of my story. I still can't believe it. I got awarded a world record for that stream. Yes, a Guinness World
Wasn't it?
Record for a Twitch stream.
I've already got that. This is gonna sound so stupid. Should I say this on stream? Like, this is I can tell you the weirdest thing about my family that it just makes no sense. To me, they've never really been Schlout, and when he reviewed the script, I was like, dude, talk about the world record. But I was like, why? Because in my house, we actually always had one world record on the mantle. We always had a world record, and it was that my parents did together, which was the biggest gathering of people dressed as zombies. We just had that world record in the Simon's household, just always there on the wall. So for me, I was like, yeah, this is cool. I know that's a bit weird, but so for me, like the play buttons are insane. The world records, I'm like, that's quite cool.
What? I
Yeah,
was
it's
so
fine.
amazed,
We'll
shocked,
skip
and
over that.
thankful for how Twitch started to treat me. Like,
Yeah, that's
are
pretty
you
nuts. That was
seeing
pretty
this?
weird.
And my life was turning around. You see, I was in my third.
I almost made
lockdown.
this bit. So I almost made this video like last year, and I almost made this sort of whole ending bit about how shit lockdown was. But really, guys, it was about when I was building this hotel. Like I just had such a shit time. Like it was just sucked, man. Because I finally was like, oh, I get it. I get going outside now. I want to go outside, and I was just fucking sat by myself indoors making mod videos once a week, and like because I didn't have any more editors, so I couldn't like do more than that. So I just kind of sat about. It just sucked, dude.
Fucking rough. I wasn't allowed.
Also, this is when all like the Twitter stuff really sort of was the most in my face, and I was the most overwhelmed. It was just
I couldn't see my
insane.
crush at the time.
I just didn't
which
get
was
it.
Starting to
True.
go
Also, that
really
was
well.
that. This bit's all true. You all heard
I
about
was
that
just
as well.
Miserable. But seeing how many people cared about the thing we were making, that
Aw.
changed my life. I had no confidence at the beginning of the SMP. I didn't like how I looked or how I sounded. But this SMP, you all taught me it was okay to just be me.
It's really true as well. This is the most insane thing. Like, because I obviously had all my thumbnails, my face and my thumbnails, that was sort of like, I never really looked at how I looked. And I started having to like cut me out in Photoshop every other day. And I was like, oh, yeah, I like that. That's cool. It was really, yeah.
The Dream
I owe
SMP
you
was a
lot
perfect
so much.
storm of
It was
everything
really
I
sick.
could ever want, and it made me happier than I could ever imagine. But around then, after that stream, I think, well, for me, the server gradually lost that indescribable spark. I'd stopped joining the server because I wanted to, or because I was excited to play. It just became routine.
This
The server
feels
almost
really
felt
true.
like
as
a
well.
museum.
This is like a view of the museum as well. Whatever makes you comfy, yeah, I'll do that. But yeah, this was like,
expectation from the audience was
Yeah.
so.
this is really, it was properly like I was just nervous to destroy blocks. Like, I think a few bit ago, Sapnap and George destroyed my house and everyone like kicked off, which is totally fine, but I was just like, no, Sapnap and George, it was crazy. It was just, video was awesome, thank
I
you.
felt too
I feel
nervous
like it has so much more detail to it, it's worth
to destroy
having a little chill stream
anything.
for.
I was worried about
Yeah,
the
it was pretty,
backlash from
like-
blowing up someone's Minecraft.
It was
base.
nerve-wracking.
This time was stressful. And
all
as
felt
views
like so
went
much
up,
more
I
than
felt
just
a
blocks,
constant
but
pressure
not in a good
to
way.
live up to my last stream. When I saw that number drop, I knew I was doing something wrong. I didn't feel like I was good enough. It made no sense to me that millions of people were watching me for just me. I refused to make any content by myself. I always had to have another person in the video because I wasn't sure of myself. Every decision I made, I ran by someone.
Yeah, poor Wilbur and Tubbo last year, man. Every single thumbnail and video before I published, I was like, you guys like this? They were like, yeah. What? Yeah. It's just, why do you have to tell me every time?
Because, in all honesty, I was scared.
And this bit's really
scared
true. I mean, this bit's
that
still...
all of this, everything I'd worked for, would disappear any second. The success of the server became
Yeah, I
detrimental.
mean, it's just still, it's so hard to sort of get around your head because you go to a convention and you're like, oh my God, there's all these people and I like get this. And then you suddenly go back by yourself in an apartment and you're like, oh, I'll paint all these walls and I'm sat by my, and it's stressful. And it's just, but I think this has been a huge change in the past sort of 6 months.
Everyone
It's really like
became busy and much more successful, and we all started on different things. There wasn't enough time for the story anymore. Hell, I stopped caring too. I was vlogging, hanging with my new friends, and
Oh, but it was great.
Server
I
was
love
left
that,
behind.
man. I've loved the vlog so
I
much.
can't say I don't miss the simple days. And streaming wasn't about viewers or
My dad
quality.
made that transition.
It was just fun. No matter what, if I'd have had a shit, an anxious day, I was just starting college, so there were a lot of those. Or a great day.
And this is true as well. I think, anyway.
It had all viewers or quality. It was just fun. No matter what, if I'd have had a shit, an anxious day, I was just starting college, so there were a lot of those.
Oh man, yeah, I'd fucking go to college and just sit, by myself for ages. It's still, I still am not very good at going up and saying hi to people when I'm like, cool.
Or a great day. It'd always end by joining the server
Militant,
and just
yeah.
letting that weird story take me away. Spending time every night telling jokes with some of my closest friends in the world and the coolest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
It meant everything.
It was, I mean, it was
Sure,
such a cool
it was
time.
just a Minecraft server, but this was real. This is what mattered. And I think we all started to lose sight of that. Most of us stopped playing the server. We were done with it, except one player who, despite everyone's lack of motivation, kept streaming, kept coming up with new story ideas.
It's really
kept
true as well.
grinding.
Phil talked about
That
his newest story he was going to do.
Until about 13 months ago. Because around that time, we found out that Technoblade had cancer. The Techno's unwillingness to show any signs of being affected by it
Sorry, Chad,
made
it's
all
gonna
my
be a bit
worries
sad.
vanish. We joked about the dumbest way to clickbait it. I mean, it didn't even feel real. It didn't feel real.
I mean, I'll just say now, I mean, it really, really, really didn't. I think I remember, like, a few days after all that happened, writing in my diary, like, it feels like a terrible, terrible law stream. Like, this is just absolutely the worst. I think I remember, like, because we found out, like, a week before, and then obviously his video came out, and that was on the day of the show, and I just had this moment where I was sat by myself in my dressing room, just, like, weeping. I was like, what the fuck, man? This is just... And you can see in that vlog, when it's, like, the behind the scenes, I'm just so, like... what is going on that video? But yeah, I mean, I think I phrased all this bit how I felt as well, and I was sort of the most transparent. But it's just been, I think this is all pretty weird as well, because this was, I mean, it was really hard and weird making this, because this is obviously such a different thing to my usual content, but even this stream is like the most sort of vulnerable and open I've ever been on the internet, because I've been private and sort of, you know, some elements of my proper personal life, like I've really chose to keep to myself over the past few years. I think because that's good, because I was a 16-year-old who didn't really get it. I think one of the few times I did to like really sort of open up on stream was when I was talking about how much I like Schlatt, and then it sort of and I talked about therapy, and then it all backfired, and then it became like one of my few controversies, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna sort of close off. So it was really, really hard making this bit of the video, and I've stalled making this video for, you know, even when, like, I knew I wanted to make this even when techno was about, but I think yeah, I'm very glad I did.
As soon as I heard the news, the very first thing I did was log on to the SMP. When Technoblade joined SMP Earth for the last time, he left one final chest in his base with a goodbye note. I just hoped he'd done the same. I searched the server.
And this is all
so
true
long
as well. I was on a
for any-
Dream just rang me and let me know, and then I was on a call with Wilbur,
in his base,
just chatting to him,
places he went
and then I think Ash was round as well. I was just, yeah.
But there was nothing.
So we were working on
Even
show
though I was
stuff.
certain there
But
was
luckily I
nothing
wasn't
going
alone
on.
that night. My dad came round and I
kept
hung out with him.
searching
It was pretty, yeah.
until finally I sat down on
It was just
the
such a
bench,
shock.
watched the sunset, and listened to the discs. And then
And I haven't really talked much about any of this stuff, you know. I did a few interviews, and I did like an interview a bit ago, and I just like, because I mean, it doesn't feel like the right thing to talk very much about unless I'm being super careful about my words. And I think I really wish I could have been on Will's stream he did a few days after all this stuff happened with Will and Phil, but I just like had my phone off all day. I was just like, group hug, yeah, mate, / hug, but no, I got you, chat. But yeah, it was just pretty, yeah, but no, it was just the like weirdest, the strangest and most like
Blade is the coolest
Yeah,
fucking person I've ever known. I remember the morning he added me on Discord. I was walking to school in the freezing cold.
And I could have talked about
hands
Techno for
shaking,
hours
but
in
it
this
didn't
bit, but
matter
I wanted it
because I was
just,
actually
you know,
meeting Technoblade, the king
just
of
hit this bit, I think,
Minecraft
and then move on.
community. And it was the biggest honor anyone could receive. From being one of his biggest fans to one of his mates, it was such a pleasure to have been in his life. Every stream he joined, every video
and I think it's
he
good now because I think, I mean, I'm struggling a bit, but I think, you know, like even a few weeks ago, if I'd have talked about this, I would have just burst into tears. But now it's quite good because I can like look back and smile and be like, that was fucking awesome.
He was in, he lit up the entire room. And I'm forever grateful for the amount of time he'd give up just to come and make jokes with
Oh
me.
man,
We
it's
were
the
the
feels, chat.
He was,
I'm,
always will
feeling
be,
it.
my hero.
Oh, sevens, boys.
This Minecraft server has taught me so much about who I am.
We made it
today.
through.
It continues to help me discover who I want to be. Even when we stopped playing as much, the community kept us going. They started a new Minecraft.
And this bit's so
era.
true as well, man.
Incredible art posted every day.
I think I should have
by
given
you
more
guys.
in this video to the
animation
artist and the
helped me
animation.
to
It's
reflect
really
and
just
take
the, like,
in this server,
the amount of times I've
this
watched the saddest
experience.
animation and
Thank
just been
you
like,
so much.
holy
for
shit.
making that. It means so much. I'm also so fucking proud of my friends being able
yeah,
to see
dude, being
each and every one of
going
them
live
grow
every single.
all
I'll tell you a little bit. When me and Tubbo used to stream, when I first found Tubbo's channel and like I raided him, I was like, he got like the same amount of views for me for the next 2 streams, and I remember telling Freddie like, I'm really sad. Like I think Tubbo's gonna pass me. Like he's gonna be so much bigger than me. Yeah, it was so weird. So like, but it was cool doing it with him, and I remember yeah, on the beginning of the Dream SMP, I'd have like 8k and Tubbo would have like 7.7k, and I remember being like, oh my god, this is it. Like I've not been the best with confidence since I started, but I just thought me and Tubbo always found that funny now chatting about it, that I was always like,
this boat together.
it was so
It
cool.
was the best. This whole experience can be super lonely, but because of my friends, it never.
That's so
ever
true as well. I
was.
remember like
I wouldn't
having
have
chats
wished
with her,
to spend it.
and walking along the beach with Rambo and chatting. I remember, dude, I mean, especially recently, me and Rambo have just hung out like loads and chatted about stuff. Like it's so sick. However, like we really are all just mates. Like it's so cool because I always thought like I don't really know what it's like, you know, when I watched SMP Live and SMP Earth, but it is. Like, I think the thing I really found the weirdest was, you know, when I was, like, in year 8, I was like, holy shit, like, the Sidemen, and they have the diss tracks. It's like us, normal people, and then the Sidemen, and holy shit. Or, like, us, normal people, and then Wilbur, or, like, whatever. And I think, like, when I got older and was like, oh, like, they're just, everyone's just normal. Like, we're all just people. I think that's the thing we've all, I don't know, I feel like we've made pretty clear, like, we are all just mates. And even though there's some sort of, what's the word I've been using now? Like dystopian bits of it. Like it's pretty weird how much we get recognized, and pretty weird about like sort of this. It really doesn't change anything, because still we just come home and it's sometimes we're sad, or sometimes we're chuffed, or sometimes we're dickheads, sometimes we piss people off. Like we are all just mates. And I think just being able to like, you lot being with us, I know it's been the coolest thing.
With anyone else.
And my mates as well are just the best.
And even though I thought it was
Like every
quite
one of them.
some time, it's definitely not finished. As time
No,
goes on,
that was
I
alluding.
think we're all realizing
I ditched the subtitles here because I just wanted you all to really look at it.
fucking lucky we are to have been a part of this stupid changing.
Not even weird,
We're all
it's just like
getting
that was a change. Like
Phil, but just
I wonder how Phil felt when he watched this through for the first time. Like the most emotional video. I just dig at him at the end.
things are changing.
Phil in the chat, he just said, bruh. I cut that, you know. This was the first take of the entire video I did, this very end bit. The rest of this, like a take I did loads of times. This end bit, I recorded that for the last, like, 4 lines. And then I look at Phil, and I re-recorded it and went, nah, I just want Phil to watch this and see it and be like, oh, for fuck's sake. I think it added a lot as well, you know.
I mean, look at Phil, but just knowing that.
And I think this shot of like Lemanberg being this area, and like I think Phil, one of the best Minecraft build in the entire world forever, I think, is this Lemanberg pond. Like, we're gonna go on it in a second, but I just don't think Phil could have done anything cooler than that. Like, and this whole area like made natural, and like it's just perfect, because this was such an ugly monument for so long. And if it was me, I would have just gone in creative and destroyed it. But Phil making it like history and like looking incredible is the coolest. I think one of the best Minecraft builds has ever happened, you know.
Rest of my life.
This whole area and like the Lemanberg flag at the bottom. I think this shot that Larry did is just the best.
Always
thing.
be this world. I can run around and remember.
And I think that's true as well. I mean, I think the thing that was weirdest about obviously all that stuff on that evening was just running around the server and being like, this is like a little bank. Like they're all kept in here, these memories. Like when I'm like in like let's 3 years, right? Because I've only been doing this for 5 years. So 3 years, I can just walk around and I'm like still here. Like I can just look at all these places and these blocks that are, you know, the thing about 2B2T is the blocks are all the same. These blocks that are still placed, you know. All my mates have still like placed these blocks on this server. They haven't changed and they're not gonna. It's like an actual time capsule of like the last things. And I think that is just amazing.
For the rest of my life, there will always be this world. I can run around and remember and relive all the memories we made. That's so much more than enough.
Oh man, I'm really proud of this, man. It really threw me off as well, because I know you lot didn't see any of it, but when this video came out, I just accidentally had like a misunderstanding with another YouTuber, and all the comments were flooded, and it was like right when I was at my most vulnerable. So I kind of just went off the grid for like 4 days after this video came out, because I was so like freaked out. But I think as time goes on and conventions and like, I'm just so proud. And I think the most important thing to me about this video was Schlatt said to me like, this is the sequel to A Tribute to Minecraft, like you've made it. And I just think that's so, I mean, for me, that's like the coolest thing.